23, Gathering of the Tribe. It's starting to come together, isn't it? There are no raindrops. We got people in front of us. We got people behind me. I'm a blues sandwich. So would you put your hands together for same time tomorrow?
Thank you.
Okay, man, you wanted to do another one, right? Yeah? Another one, yeah?
One more, Megan. Somebody got some vodka? Yeah.
Trying, baby.
I said I knew you can. I said yes you can.
Spirit's willing, but the flesh is weak.
To put yourself, come on above me, come on out and love. Come on, love me, just like a man, baby. Ooh.
afternoon.
Mike Scalzo Band.
Same time tomorrow.
Same time tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Give a hand for the invisible sound man. I hear the levels changing. He does it invisibly. He must have a remote control in his pocket.
Okay, we're gonna do a little credence. We're gonna dedicate it to our wonderful, wonderful Congress that is doing such a great job. It's called Fortunate Son. Thank you, a little credence there. 5 minutes. Here's a song. We're gonna end off with an honor of a very fine actor who just passed away recently. You might know it. This morning, got yourself a gun. Mama always said you were the chosen one, but you're one in a million. You got shotgun shine, shame about it. Born under a bad sign with a blue moon in your eyes. Woke up this morning, all your love was gone. Papa never told you about right or wrong, but you're looking good, man, and you're feeling fine. Shame about it. Born on a bad sign with a blue moon in your eyes. And you woke up this morning, got yourself a gun. Goddamn shame about it. Woke up this morning and got yourself a gun. And got yourself a gun. Woke up this morning, your world turned upside down. Things ain't the same since the blues walked into town. But you were one in a million. You got shotgun shine, shame about it. Born on a bad sign with a blue moon in your eyes. Woke up this morning, got yourself a gun. It's a goddamn shame about it. Woke up this morning, got yourself a gun. You got yourself a gun. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be listening the same time tomorrow, today,
Yesterday.
Steve Giorgio on saxophone, Spike Jones on bass, Mike Scalzo on drums, and myself, Jebediah Smith, and our special guest, June Gazelle. Woke up this morning, got yourself a gun. Mama always said you were the chosen one. You're looking good, you're feeling fine. Born on a bad sign with a blue moon in your eyes. And you woke up this morning, got Woke up this morning and got yourself a gun. Got yourself a gun. Got yourself a gun. Got yourself a gun. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the show. There's lots of great acts coming up.
You said you were doing you were going to be doing something with Bruce Campbell?
Yes, Josh Becker and I, the director of many Xena episodes and the movie Lunatics: A Love Story, in which I starred several years ago. We are doing a screenplay together. And it's a comedy. I can say no more at the moment because it's in the early stages, but we're definitely going to make it. If I have anything to say about it, we'll make it. And because I want to work with them again, you know.
Who, Bruce?
No, Josh and Bruce both. Mostly, I mean, yeah, both of them. Bruce and we're all getting busy, very busy right now, and so I want to do it now before Bruce gets his 3-picture deal and Josh gets his, and I get another TV show. I just want now is the time. You know, there's little windows in your life you have to strike when it's hot. So I want to do it now.
Very good. When you were in New Zealand, how long did you stay filming for the whole season, or it was very remote? Did you come back and forth to the States, or did you just stay the whole time?
I went back and forth. I would start, usually I'd go about 3 or 4 times a year for a period of maybe, 2 months at a time, month and a half at a time. It was great. You could escape everything except relationships. No. You could actually, it was very tough. Actually, that was the only drag about the whole thing. Is that I keep starting these relationships, with these various girls who I liked, in one country or another, and say, hey, this has been going dynamite for the last 2 weeks, meeting you, and I'll see you in 5 months. So that didn't go over so good. So that kind of sucked. But, look, everybody needs something to complain about. That was my complaint. What do you want me to tell you? Hey, it's hard making money and being a TV star. But no, actually, you know what? Honest to God, I consider myself very, very, very lucky because I got done with Sequest. Changing your question just for a moment, but diverging for a moment, excuse me. But I got done with Sequest, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I mean, I was in L.A., and I was thinking of packing up all my stuff and moving back home to Detroit, to go to work with my mother. She has a chain of women's lingerie stores. Could have been the Brockton in Michigan. But I decided that I'd stick it out, and that next month I got Xena, Rob Tappert. I ran into him at Universal Pictures, the producer, and he said, that's our talk. Look it. You want to go to New Zealand? I said, where's that? Near Australia. You can be a star TV show. Okay, bye. So I packed up and I wasn't doing anything and I took off. But, I mean, yeah, the hardest thing about all that travel is just sort of the discombobulation of your life. And any business traveler will tell you that. You guys probably know as well as I do to a degree. I mean, what that can be like, leaving and leaving and leaving. So that's the only drag. I mean, and sometimes at its worst, at its best, I feel like the most blessed and lucky guy in the world when I'm doing Xena. On the downside, when it's worst, I feel like a carpet salesman. Like a sample salesman. I can go from place to place. If you want some of these, you want some of these. I got the all weather right here. The all weather, $3.95 a square foot. You can love it. You can love it. You can love it. So that's at the worst. But usually I don't feel like that. I'm lucky. Who else has a question?
Do you prefer TV, radio, or movies? Which do you like working the most?
Movies for sure. I mean, it's funny. You can ask. Who told me this? Somebody today. Who was interviewing me this morning? I mean, you did. Yeah. He was telling me that Mr. Brad Dourif, who I'm a huge fan of, told him he'd love to get a TV show because it's steady work. I don't want to do TV. I want to do movies because it's not steady. I want something that's a little more erratic and kooky, But I guess you reach a point where you just sort of want a steady paycheck, which television offers. Movies do not. Last time movies ever did was when there was a studio system. That was the last in '55. That was the last time doing movies ever offered you that. But I like movies, I think. They're just, I think, you know, I don't know. I suppose it would be the equivalent of you guys writing the I saw him at the column for year after year for People magazine, and the one column is like 2 paragraphs long every week, and but you're being paid steady cash for it, so it's fun, but it's not terribly rewarding after a while. And movies offer a certain amount of reward, and you know, the creative brain department, I guess. Yeah. What else? Questions?
You've done a lot of genre roles. Is that something you like?
Yeah, I do. I like. Well, of course, everything's genre. Naturally, it's a bit of a loaded question. I mean, it's a trick question. Everything is a genre, of course, a genre. But I suppose you're talking about like sci-fi and right. I love it. I love it. I mean, I think the reason I get the parts is because I'm excited when I go in to read them. I really think. I mean, like most actors go, oh, you know, science fiction, and like, oh, cool. Let's see the script. Let me have it. You know, I dig it. You know, and so I think that's. I don't think they find me as much as I find now. You know, those kind of parts. And, though now they're finding me, which is kind of fun. But yes, I do like that. Who else?
Do you prefer any particular kind of a genre? I mean, like the science fiction kind of movies. All right, I have to, you know, that's all I want to do. Do you want to do some more drama work or some comedy work or something more involved with something else? Or
Well, besides playing a bad guy pretty soon, which I'd really like to do again. I haven't played a bad guy for a while. I used to play quite a few of them before I got, you know, jockster. Now I'm just, everyone wants me for these dorks, you know, just like dumb dorks. But no, I don't care about the genre really. As long as it's the kind of part I want to play, I don't care where it's plugged in. I don't. I sometimes I like. I'll prefer. One kind or another if I'm in the mood, but usually I don't really care, you know. I wouldn't have cared if Xena took place in modern times. It wouldn't have mattered to me, you know. Some shows, I think there's a good criterion for judging a good script, which I often use, which is this. Can these characters be placed anywhere at any time given their relationship? So, for example, Xena, yes. If you have, for example, a girl who... Say, put Xena in modern times. You have a woman who, let's say she committed some murder. She killed somebody. She goes to prison, and she comes out and she wants to do good. She wants to reform herself. She's got a young runaway friend, and they just go around. They try and do good things for people if they can. And then, you know, kind of say someone's, you know, dorky rich son comes along, and, you know, he's just really thinks that she's so cool because she's like an amazingly, you know, she's from like the undercurrent kind of world, and he wants to hook up with them. So that's all the characters of Xena put in modern times. Yes, it works. Farscape? No. It works because it's a story-based item. That I'm not diminishing Farscape. Not Farscape. Sorry, no. What am I talking about? The Roddenberry one with Kevin Sorbo. Andromeda. Excuse me. I scratched that one. Andromeda. You can't. That situation is based on a story line and not character driven. So that's my criterion. If the characters can be replaced anytime, any situation, then it's going to be solid. You can have something to play with there. You know, then you've got some dough. Otherwise, dough I mean like clay to play with. So, yeah.
How about of all your previous characters? Which one do you feel would be one of the best characters or you love to work with the most?
God. I think, you know, the characters that you want to play again are the ones that are not necessarily the best drawn, but the ones that you haven't had time to flesh out as much. So I think in answer to that, then, based on that criterion, the answer is Lunatic's a love story where I was this shut-in agoraphobic who never left his apartment. And he meets this girl who's a runaway, crazy girl. And she just feels she's completely bad luck. And they meet and they fall in love. It's really a great little story that no matter how crazy or weird you think you are, there's someone who's just as crazy and weird for you. So it's a very nice little tale. I'd like to figure that out again, but you can't. You can't go back. You gotta leave those things behind. It's part of art, I suppose. Who else? Anyone else?
Do you think
Yes.
that maybe, you look back, in some ways I felt that Sequest kind of came at a time where, genre shows were starting to make a big comeback on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably not given the chance it probably would have been given had it been like airing like maybe now as opposed to the early 90s when it was on.
Yeah. So what's your question? I'm sorry.
So in other words, do you feel that you guys really didn't get the chance you probably would have gotten had you maybe premiered like this year as opposed to when you did?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think that, look, I think that Sequest was a very good show. I think that some of the high-up execs kind of didn't know what they had. They didn't know where to place it. I mean, I think they knew they had a good show. They just didn't know what direction they wanted to take it in. And so it got pulled here and there and kind of lost some of its direction. I think that was its problem. I don't think it was the time frame. Sometimes it has something to do with it, but you can never judge that. You got to get lucky. Like with Xena, it was just the right time for a strong female character, and it spawned a host of imitators, not the least of which is Dark Angel, and there's a dozen other ones. Buffy and Bewitched and Bewitched. All of them, where you have a strong female character battling the supernatural with karate. Put it in any situation you want, but I'm very proud that my show was the first. I mean, it's nice. The funny thing is, though, is that I haven't seen. There's like there's always the little helper, which is pretty standard in those stories, but there's never the big goofy guy in any of them. So I wonder, maybe I was the expendable one. I don't know. Maybe they didn't like my character. I'm not sure. But I don't think James Cameron sits up nights wondering how he can create a fake Jockster, frankly. So, you never.
I think Jockster definitely had a purpose, and I thought that.
Oh, he was purposeful. Yeah, I thought so too. But I didn't think that look, he was for comedy. And, that's one thing I thought that Xena really had a nice amount of, and that's why it's fun to rewatch those. Just a great amount of black humor in it. So, I like that.
Oh, who was your favorite director of the movie?
Oh, I don't know if I have a favorite one. I mean, I was lucky that they were all pretty good. Don't really have a favorite. They were all pretty damn good. Liked them well. Who else? Any other questions?
Can you tell us anything about the character you play in Spider-Man?
I can. I play Hoffman. I'm the head of advertising at the Daily Bugle, where Peter Parker works. After that, I can't tell you anything because I'd be revealing a plot. And I can't tell you, but if you're familiar at all with the comic book, read it again.
Which one?
I can't tell you that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can walk through. You're pretty. You can stay in the middle if you like. The hell. All right. Are we ready to? Tell me when you're. He's composed.